The concept is simple. Turn $50 into $1,000 playing the finest night tracks every Thursday night. This is Bankroll Building and Bourbon. Hello and happy Thursday, everybody. It's Josh here with On the Wrong Lead, and we are back at it again. Another week of Bankroll Building and Bourbon. Can we get to $1,000? Mark, I tried to get you into the winner's circle last week by making you the thumbnail. I even did a clickbaity has Mark solved Delta Downs thing, and you in fact have not solved Delta Downs.
I clearly did not solve it last week, but judging by how you've been running lately, apparently you've solved every other track in America. I mean,
I was on with
the heater of all heaters.
I was on with Matthew earlier, and Matthew does the podcast with Trust the Prophets, and we were looking at a card, and he was talking about the new year, and I was like, I think this year I'm just gonna have to play more parks apparently, because the parks has been the key to everything. Speaking of parks, of course, we have to bring in the king of parks himself, Mr. Caleb Knight. Caleb, how are you?
Very nice transition there.
Yep.
I'm all right. Not as good as you, but I'm all right.
I did get a slight kick out of this last race though, because you said that you had a couple horses, and you're like, whatever horse I don't have, Josh has, is the one's going to win. And sure enough, you did not have the 3, and I had it, but it was not a contest play. It was just a real money play. So we are still sitting here at our respective amounts. Mark, I believe you have what, 360-ish?
365.
365, and I have 273, I believe. Caleb got a crisp Ulysses S. Grant back in the old. Well, actually, that's bad luck, right? So he's got 2 Jacksons and two Lincolns in the account. We're going casino style, no 10s, right? You only get 20s and 5s.
That's right.
So, speaking of casino, shout out to Brian Duransky, already saying they left off Corrales off at Turfway Park. I got, Stephen Fox, a friend of the show. He said that one of his greatest joys in life was watching me play slots. When we met up, and no, I'm not talking to you. But he said, he was just like really excited to watch me play slots. And you know what? Now I know how he feels, because watching Mr. Brian Duransky spin $25 a spin on Dragon Link was just some of the the purest degeneracy I have ever seen in my entire life. I mean, it was just there was nothing else to it. It was just pure degeneracy, and it was definitely a sight to behold. So,
and being Brian of all people, because that is highly entertaining. Because if you've ever met Brian is a kind of a thinking man's handicapper. He likes to use his products, his analytics, deep dive with a lot of HTR. He's a very analytics data based guy. So watching him go full degenerate would be fun. Like just pulling some slot handles or whatever he was doing. Oh, Buffalo. Oh, Buffalo.
I'm a big Buffalo guy. So
yeah.
But we're gonna go talk about our other form of degeneracy here, which is horse playing here. Brian bets OD only. Yeah. But so we're sitting. All right, I'm about a quarter of the way there. Mark, you're about a third of the way there. Caleb, you got a long way to go. But we got 7 minutes here till Delta Downs. It's the next race here. It's going to be race 7. Looks like we're going to have about 3 races here at Delta. We got, I think, 2 left at Turfway. So kind of a light card for us, but we'll see if we can make some money here. So Mark, race 7 at Delta, what do you got going? You got anything cooking here?
Yeah, I'm going to be firing a double, and I'm going to start off by singling the 4 horse here. and that is Creekmore. A little bit of a price in here right now. I'm actually kind of surprised on the board. Horse is sitting at 8-1. Looks like goes off about half that. If you're, I tend to use a lot of time for him, especially at Delta, and this horse is very much the one to be on time for him. Horses, got in the distance before. 2 of 6 go in the distance. Not a horse that's ever won at Delta, only 9 of 38 lifetime, but getting some class relief. Coming out of the allowance company and the optional 10s, dropping into an optional 8 here. And I know Caleb's going to pipe in here because we did talk about this a little bit before stream and say, this one he's questionable about the distance. And I think that's the one question you have to ask is, this horse has won going 6.5, but it's been a while. So can this one manage the distance? And I'm hoping that the class relief and also the fact that Delta's been pretty darn speed favoring. I mean, normally it's pretty speed favoring, been fairly speed favoring tonight as well. And I'm hoping that this one, getting back on a dry surface, should be able to kind of get it done here.
Yeah.
Hey, Mark,
So, go ahead,
real
Josh.
quick, I would suggest that you delete the link that you posted in Discord.
Did I? I did. Then I screwed it up again, didn't I?
Mhm.
Oops. Let me fix that.
There you go.
Sorry about that.
Last time you did that, we had some random person join,
Some rando.
and he had his camera on and everything, and he's like, "Oh, I'm not supposed to be here."
He was ready to go.
Yeah, he was ready to go. So, sorry,
I'm
Caleb,
in,
go
coach.
for it.
No, so I don't totally disagree with Mark on the 4-horse here, Creekmore. But as Mark kind of alluded to, my question here is really the distance with him. And yeah, I know he's handled it twice from 6 tries, but you have to go back an awful long way just to find the last time this horse won a race in general. And if you look at his last couple of races, I mean, he's really been in the lead with not much to go in his last couple, and finds a way to cough up the lead or just kind of get distanced in the last 16th or so. So I'm a little bit skeptical. I find that Delta 6.5 is, sometimes a little more demanding than a traditional 6.5 at other tracks, just given the way that the track configuration plays. So I decided that I'm not really against him, but he's not one that I wanted to get too leveraged up to here. Instead, I went another direction to a horse that I didn't know that they would. I'm not sure how they would bet this horse, but the number 7 Platinum Equity. This is a horse that if he repeats, either of his races from the Carl Broberg barn, he probably wins in here. That's kind of the big question. Is he going to repeat? But this trainer, I mean, I'm not familiar with Matthew Lorifus, but he has had clearly some success in limited starters here at Delta with 20% winners. This horse was just beating these Delta race claimers as easily as you could ever ask. This is a previous California horse that's been running against much better for most of his career. And I'm kind of just banking on the fact that he's probably just a little bit classier and a little bit better than these. I like the outside post because I think it'll give him some options to stalk the 4 and potentially the 3 and maybe even let the 8 go depending on what the rider decides to do here. So I do like the 7, and the other horse I kind of give a look to was the 1. This is a horse that definitely needs to get proven at this class level. Has definitely been beaten by others, at lower class levels than what he's in for today. But it just really seems like his last 2 races were really good on figures. They're really not that much slower than anybody else is running in here. You get some strong connections, and I'm not sure if maybe they just figured something out with this horse lately, but his last 2 races were pretty good, and I figured you're going to get a price on him, so he's one I was willing to take a shot at. So I'm actually going to play both of them in a double here for a tournament play.
Shout out,
So,
Russ.
Caleb,
Thank you for calling that out. But go ahead, Mark. I want to see how you just destroy Caleb here.
No, I was going to say, Platinum Equity, the 7. What do you make of CJ McMahon getting off this one? He's won 2 in a row on that horse. He gets off, and you're getting Paulina Ramirez, who is a very good jock. But after she lost her weight break, she hasn't been nearly as good. And I mean, she's only running 7% on the on the meet so far. You concerned about that at all?
Maybe a little bit, but not as concerned as I would have been if CJ had a mount in this race. The fact that he doesn't, I mean, to me, I don't know what to make out of that. So I probably just, I kind of assume that new trainer has a jock that he wants to go to instead for a horse like this. And maybe there's some kind of connection between the new trainer and Paulina. And, McMahon wasn't offered the ride. And, if that's how it went, then, I'm kind of fine with it. It makes me feel better like CJ didn't jump off to ride somebody else.
I don't know, man. I see Brisnet really thinks that this 4 is going to get out there and get loose, huh? Is that how you kind of saw it, Mark?
Yeah, I that's how I sort of had it. I had the 4 getting out there, getting pretty loose on the front end. Again, as Caleb did allude to, if this was a one-turn race at Delta, I would like this 4 quite a bit more. This is, but it is a little demanding just given the fact that 6.5 is a 2-turn race at Delta. Probably does play a little bit more like a 7 furlong at most tracks. So, but yeah, I think the 4, 4 is your inside drawn speed. I'm assuming the jock's going to go to the front end, but very good local jock, very good with these connections. I don't know if you say Gonzalez or Concalves, is very good local trainer as well. Has a lot of starts here, does very well. So I like the connections. I like the percentages all the way around, and I'm getting the right price here to play around with this horse.
Yeah, just for clarity, I played a $15 7-3 double and a $5 1-3.
Yeah, I have
Mark,
a $50
$50
4-3
one.
Yeah.
So I feel like I should just play horses that you guys aren't using here.
$50 high school combination.
have a
There's
winner.
going to be value on the other horses. This is where the 5 booms us all.
I don't know. I kind of like
Oh my
this.
God.
I kind of like the 7. I kind of like the 8. How's the outside?
This is the problem. This is the problem with these night tracks. I overcut the double in half. I made the 4-3 now the double favorite, and I literally cut it in half. It went from 22 to 12.
Yeah, I was looking at it because I looked at it maybe 5 minutes ago and it was paying like 40 something. And I'm like, yeah, maybe I'll throw like $5 on that one too if it's paying that well. But then I looked at it again. I'm like, all right, no thanks.
I think in these smaller pools, and I know, Mark, that you hate this, but I think the play is exactas.
I agree. And there's only $2,000 in the double pool right now compared to the exacta that has almost 10,000.
Yeah. So.
And I will say something: if you're somebody who looks around at these night tracks, this is a night track that happens to have a casino right there, and you definitely do get some of that casino gamble money that wants to fire away. I think that the exacta is an easier gamble money. The daily double requires you to handicap a race ahead and do that kind of thing, where people at the casino can like, oh, let me just those 2 horses I see on the track, and I'll box them together in an exacta. So you do tend to see better exacta pools, and you're probably right.
I bet this 8 to win. I got a 7-8 exacta box.
I changed my bet. I have $30 on the
8. I mean, you got. I know we don't have Eclipse votes, but if we did, we still wouldn't vote for any apprentice jockeys because they all suck. But this 8, dude, the 8 is also owned by Maggie Moss. I did not realize she ran horses down here.
She owns so many horses. I think it just ends up she has a lot of trainers, and wherever they belong or wherever they fit, she just lets them kind of put them where they need to be.
You get the occasional Amos and Asmussen horse down here, don't you?
Yeah, you do. You do.
And
you do.
Yeah. And I think Catalano and Calhoun send a couple as well.
Yeah. I was going to say Calhoun was the other one that he actually sends a fair bit here. It tends to be very much their C stock, horses they're looking to either get rid of or, oh, hey, we claimed this one someplace else. We gave it a shot. So that horse just isn't that good. We're going to go bring it to Delta and dump it.
I did see Matthew Vicky likes the 1 a bit here. He also likes the 3 a little. So. And Brian saying that the price on the 8 is better than expected. Sorry, Mark. I was trying to get the chat.
No. You're fine.
I wonder what price he said that at because I feel like 7 to 2 is not the price I would want on that 8 horse.
I think it was like 5 to 1. No. It was 5 to 1 as the gate.
That sounds a little more likely. Yeah, I mean, while we're getting a pretty hot pace in front, I think the 5 might be a little tough to beat from here, but we'll see.
It's a hot pace.
They just went 21 and change last time to open it up, and horse still wired pretty comfortably. The 7 absolutely has nothing. He's fading bad.
All right, Vicente, get off the horse.
Get off drawing away.
Get off the 8 and pick him up and run him over the line. Come on, you're 25% for a reason. Okay, this is the other 75%, isn't it?
Am I gonna get run down by this horse? This 3 here?
3? Yeah. Looks like it.
Yeah, looks like it.
Yep. If it was me on the 4, he would have held.
That's very true.
Yeah, I just, I looked at that 3, and that's the kind of horse, and I was joking around about this before we got on with Caleb, and talking about these horses that are, perennial bridesmaids, and this horse just seemed to be super camera shy. Had, what, a second, a third, a second, a second is the last, five lines. So yeah. I mean, the horse made some sense.
Yeah, I mean, his numbers weren't bad, but I mean, like you said, all the minor awards lately bothered me a little bit, and also I didn't think he
Yep.
could win off the pace, and I didn't think he could get the lead. He sort of ended up in no man's land for me a little bit there. But
Yeah. And you
that's
ended up
how
being
it
right on the
goes.
4. The 4 was just a little bit short. He did not, didn't want to go quite that far. If that's 6, he obviously wins fairly easily. So
All right, Turfway race 7. I have, who do I have in this race? I have the 7 and 11 in the pick 5 here.
You have the 7 and the 11.
Yep. So Seeking Seca here, the 7 for Ray Hernandez and Fernando de la Cruz. It looks like it's going to be a first time. I thought it was off the claim, but it's actually it was a private purchase or trainer transfer or whatever. But Ray Hernandez hits at 22%. First time putting a horse in the claiming ranks here. Gets Fernando de la Cruz aboard, who is off to a slow start. I think he's had a couple of decent-ish rides the past couple weeks. So, and I'm really kind of looking at that turf try going a mile and 16th. I know this is a sprint race, but that Briz figure is the fastest I think in the field by a bit. It kind of jumped off the page to me a little bit. So I thought I would get a little bit of a price on this horse. Looks to be holding the morning line at 6-1. The favorite currently is the 8 for Luan Machado and Ben Colebrook. Quick conversation at 3-1. The other horse I'm using is the 11, Eric Foster, Gerardo Corrales. There's nothing fancy here. Got claimed off of Larry Ravelli and Patricia's Hope and Frank Mustari, who, if you were in the shakeup earlier, I got Papo talking about the Mustari clan a little bit when we were talking about the Hawthorne tournaments. But this horse has run over the synthetic, as ran second. Is going to be posted outside, which generally is where I think you want to be, and is going to be coming from off the pace. Gerardo has kind of slowed down a little bit the past week or two. Was winning at like 37%. Now he's only winning at 29%. So obviously he's not hitting at the same clip. But I thought these two horses made the most sense in this race. I didn't want to get too spread. And I thought I was actually really interested in the 4, but he scratched out. It's Greek to me, and there just really wasn't anybody else in here that I was like too keen to try and bet. So I'm using both of them, hoping I get past. If this 7 sits at a decent price, I might have a little win money on it. But either you guys gonna look at anything in this race?
I have it handicapped, although I don't know that I'll end up playing anything. It's funny just because to highlight how I feel about Turfway. I had 6 horses written down in this race, and your 7 was not one of them. So, I think it is a hard race. I'm a little surprised at the way the public's betting it so far. I really thought they would just pound the 11 horse here. Coming off of I know it's either a Valley Barn, but I mean, there's lots of figures and things to like about that horse, but he's not really taking the money I expected. They're actually betting this 8, who I did like. Maybe not loved, but I thought the 8 made some sense as well. But this is a race I didn't have much of an opinion. I actually kind of like the 5 in here, who's a huge price at 19-1. These are connections that are terrible right now, so I'm not a connections player, but I feel like there are so many jockeys that are almost unbettable at Turfway. Maybe that's part of the reasons why I really struggle here. But to me, I mean, you're getting a guy that's generally very good off the claim. He's 23% second off the claim for Gennaro Garcia. And this is a horse that, ran 4th at this level last time, but that's a race that totally melted. If you go back and, watch the race, the winners came from 7th, 9th, 5th to run 1, 2, and 3. And then the 5th and 6th place finisher were 8th and 11th. So any horse that was even remotely involved in that pace battle completely, went out the back of the field. So I thought this horse actually ran a better race than it appears to hold on for fourth against that field. And I don't see a ton of speed in here. I mean, with the scratch of the 4, I do think that takes a lot of the early pace out. And if the 5 can get out there and just kind of set a moderate tempo and open up a little bit, I really think this horse could outrun the odds at 19-1. So that's probably the only horse in here that I have any temptation to bet given the current odds.
Yeah, so given current odds of the horse, I'm actually kind of interested in betting, and I didn't think I was going to play anything at Turfway, and now I'm kind of sitting here contemplating it. Is this 9 Wicked Wonder? You're getting Juan Cano, who's a 67% trainer at Turfway so far, and I realize limited start, he's only had 3 starters, but 40% jock up, and when he runs this jock, they're 50% together with a massive ROI, and he's also 21% first off the claim with a $3.64 ROI. Like, this is one of those just massive value horses, and this horse is taking no money. You're getting 6-1 on the board. I don't think there's any monsters in here. This horse didn't run, I don't know, the one turf start wasn't anything, but that was a much tougher race than you're at here. I found this one sort of super interesting. I didn't really love a lot of horses in here. But Josh's 11 was the other horse that I was interested in, but I thought Wicked Wonder at a bit of a price is super interesting in here.
Yeah, I agree with that, Mark. And I haven't watched a ton of Turfway, but the races I've seen, it seems like this apprentice that Josh loves to talk all the shit on, Walter Rodriguez has been riding outstanding lately.
Outstanding, yeah.
I don't know what his win percentage was the last week or two, but according to Brisnet, he's 6 for 18 in the last 7 days, and I feel like he had at least 2 winners yesterday before this form got published. So he's been extremely hot. So I don't hate that pick at all.
Yeah, that I was going to mention. That's probably the one horse I was a little afraid of in this spot, just based off the connections. Walter Rodriguez, obviously, he's just lighting Turfway on fire. I'm sure. Yeah, I believe Darkers had mentioned earlier about get on him before all these idiots with podcasts start talking about him. So,
so I will be the click on things idiot once again here on my power trip. But Brian putting up a good point that the 8 is a My Racehorse horse, so that's probably why that horse took all the money there. That's probably the public money. As much as I like to go to all my power trips, and B, I hate to admit Brian is right. It's both of them at the same time.
Yeah, it was funny. So I did the podcast today with Matthew coming out tomorrow on the Trust the Profits YouTube channel. I'm sure Matthew will tweet it out. But I was like, sometimes it's a little nice not to have to drive, like not have to worry about all this stuff, like not have to scroll through PPs, not have to, just sit there and talk. As I was leaning, trying to get my 11 home, that barely got that picture at Turfway like live on air, but yeah, this 8. I mean that explains why this 8's taking so much money, because I just was not feeling this horse at all. The 9, like I said, is one I'm afraid of. So I think I might, for the contest, I might just box up the 7, the 9, the 11. Fairly big field, fairly evenly bet. So I think if I look at the payouts, I'll probably still get paid a little bit here. Let's see what these exactas are paying. Yeah, I mean, they're paying good.
Interesting that in the double is at Turfway, the 9-9 is the favored combination, despite the 9 being fourth choice in the Winto right now.
Hey, could one of you guys confirm in the last race at Delta, did the 10 scratch? Looks like it might have been a late scratch.
That's a big scratch if it's true.
Yeah,
it looks like he is scratched. He wasn't scratched like an hour ago, but I've noticed like 2 or 3 times just today that's happened.
Get the notebook out.
Yeah, that's why I just was. It just popped up. I wasn't seeing doubles probables, and I was like, "What on earth is going on?" I thought my ADW was having a fit, and turns out it looks like he was a fairly late scratch. But
Lloyd saying second leg tonight. I was laughing. I was on Papo's stream. I was in chat, and I was talking with. I was just talking, and I hit a winner, and Lloyd goes, "Oh, nice job, Cherry," and somebody's like, "Lloyd, why don't you congratulate me?" And I said something like, "Don't worry, Lloyd gives me the business for 90 minutes every week. Like he can give me an appreciation here every now and then." But he's like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, I'm the first person to like your YouTube videos every single week. So shout out to Lloyd. Yeah,
I feel like I might be tempted to play something here at Turfway, especially because they scratched a 10 out of Delta, which was a horse I was probably going to try to do something with.
Same.
I'm just going to play a straight 5-9 double at Turfway. I think the 9 is an extremely likely winner in the next race, so I'm going to try to get my my 17-1 horse home to the favorite in the next race. So everyone prepare for my 17-1 to win and the favorite to miss the board.
I don't have the. Oh wait, are you talking about Turfway?
Yeah, Turfway.
You like the 9 next race?
In the last
I did
race,
as well. Yeah.
I don't have him.
I mean, I would. Why would you not have that horse? I just have to understand.
I had the 4.
I mean, I like the 4 too.
The 5.
5's okay.
And the 8.
No, I like all of those, but I just feel like the 9 has to be the horse there.
I mean, come on, Walter Rodriguez on the first time starter with a bullet work.
There's a lot of synthetic pedigree in there too. He had like 3 siblings all to run the synthetic. The dam ran on it, so I do really like your 8. But I just think the 9 is probably just much the best. I feel like those are all better kind of underneath horses.
Yeah, apparently, Coach Bob is firing 30% first time starters, so I'm guessing it's a real small sample size.
It's probably like 10 starters.
Bicky's all over this 6 here, and I get where he's coming from with this 6. You're getting quite a lot of class relief and a whole lot of other factors. I mean, this horse was definitely a horse that a while ago was very well thought of. So,
yeah, I do like the 6 as well. The connection scared me off a little bit. Julio Felix having a rough meet, but the class relief is certainly significant. And at 7-1, it's a lot better than that 9-2 morning line. So I think that's a good price.
Caleb, Stephen Fox is saying that we'll be calling him Coach Bob later tonight.
Coach Bob.
Sorry, Mark.
No, you're good. You're good. Coach Bob, huh?
Oh man, this 9 is down to 9-2. That's very scary.
Oh, Bicky also has money on my 5. I'm sorry. You should cancel that bet.
All right, they're off.
And he comes out 3rd from last. When the jock is making 0 attempt to secure any forward position in a race with no early speed. There's a reason you're 2%, I suppose.
I love Caleb trash talking a jock. like they're literally a furlong into the race, and Caleb's already talking smack about the jock.
I mean, he deserves it. I don't care if he wins from here. It's still a bad ride. We're going to go 48 to the half, and he's going to be 5 lengths off the lone speed. On the lone speed.
Oh, man, this 6 looks good. I need some Gerardo magic at this point.
It's 9 getting a Rosario trip here.
Yeah, he did.
Grabbing a hot dog.
Remind me, is the rail good at Turfway?
Depends what the weather is, right? Okay, so Bicky's clearly much smarter than any of us are at Turfway. We should get him on here to talk Turfway.
Dude, I cannot go 4 out of 5 in both the pick 5s tonight. That's unfucking real.
If it makes you feel better, you'll probably go 3 out of 5 in the 9 wins next race.
Oh, man.
Thankfully, that was only a $5 double because David Haldar, that's why you're 1 for 58. You fucking rat.
Oh, that's unreal. Did I even look at that 6 horse? No, Julio Felix.
Yeah, huge class drop. Definitely
massive.
Definitely fit there.
I mean, class doesn't matter until it does, and it clearly did there.
Yeah. Tourist has also been doing very well at Turfway Park.
So Tourist has become a synth influence, really. Okay. One of those horses I
Caleb,
hated for his
apparently
entire career.
your mother's asking you to watch your language again.
Ooh, that's too funny. Well, Josh, I was kind of really hoping you would just end this contest tonight because I'm over this. But where have you made a contest bet so far?
I've made 2 contest bets. I am down to $200.
Okay, so we are not going the right direction, boys.
We are not going the right
No,
direction.
no.
If Matthew Bickey gets to 1,000, can we just say that he wins and send him the bottle?
He might hit 1,000 the way he's going. We'll just send him the whiskey.
This is absolutely killing me because the 3-4 double is absolutely murdered at Delta. It's paying $6. It's like
the 3 is 1 to 2.
I was gonna toy around with that 3, but I'm probably gonna have to do it in exactas.
I don't.
I was gonna go 3 over the 1-2 in exactas at Delta, and right now it's paying 41 and 30 for $2. So that's extremely playable in my opinion. So I might fire that. It'd probably be my last shot though.
You guys look at anything for this weekend yet?
I have not. I think it's what's even running that's good this weekend. Is it Jerome this weekend? I thought it was last weekend, but I thought someone said it was actually.
I think it's this weekend.
Saturday, yeah. Aqueduct still doesn't have their card up. That's weird. Well, yeah, they do. Okay. Wait, no, they don't.
Really?
Oh, yes, they do. Okay, I just found it. Dates are hard.
Yeah. Numbers
That's
are hard.
cute.
Yeah. What? There's a Saturday card at Jerome is race 8.
Let's see if there's any horses in there that any of us. Andiamo Franze.
Neural Network's in there too.
I don't know who that is.
That horse was very, very, very impressive at first asking at Aqueduct. Here,
my Chad Brown horse that debuts at 5-1 at Winter Duct against New York Breds in the mud.
I
haven't handicapped it at all, but it was just too easy to,
No. It was. It was. It just happens to be a name that I knew. So
yeah. Arctic Arrogance is the big favorite there, who I've never heard of, but looks fine. Oh, I have heard of this horse. Okay. We actually covered this for the Remsen, I think.
Yeah, and I think did we talk about the Sleepy Hollow? I don't remember. I remember betting the horse in the Sleepy Hollow. So
yeah, I think that the horse that beat him was, I think for some reason in my mind, he was the number 7. I think it was a Danny Gargan closer that just broke his maiden that came back in his next start.
Yeah. By the way, Josh needs to look at the Queen's Colony and just real quick because I know how he's going to lose all his money in there.
Was Mexican Wonder Boy running again or what?
He is not. He ran at Delta actually, but. No, he's not. You'll see.
That Saturday.
Yeah. What do I even want to do here?
C4 Seafoam.
Yeah, you said it.
Yeah, I mean, Seafoam's not going to be lone speed. Thomas Shelby's in there.
Yeah.
So I just finished watching the Peaky Blinders, and that name makes so much more sense to me now. I know you haven't seen it, Josh. I don't know if Mark has.
No.
But he's the main character in a Netflix show called The Peaky Blinders.
Wasn't Thomas Shelby the guy in Discord that was posting like the pie graphs?
I think it was actually.
And I remember there was one night he posted a pie graph. It was like 100%, and it was like a 40-1. And he's like, I don't know what the heck is going on with this, but apparently, and like the entire Discord bet it, and that horse just did not run a step. But it was, just one of those. It's just one of those funny things. And then everyone's like, "What the heck?" It was the pie graph, and I think he like never posted after that.
Is Jerome really? I mean, is Aqueduct? I have a hard time imagining it's the best game in town this weekend. But is there really anything else going on? I know we're kind of in that dead zone before the like tier 2 Derby preps start up. Like we haven't even gotten to the LeCompte yet, much less the Risen Star or the Rebel or anything else. But
well, if you hate your life, you could always play Oak Lawn. So you got
Oaklawn has been my best track this year, and because it's the track I haven't played yet.
I will say though, there is a massive that sort of early add-on meet at Oaklawn has always been terrible. Once you get into the new year, Oaklawn becomes playable again.
I do think it gets a little more formful. After,
It does it makes a lot more
year.
sense.
You just got to be careful for the biases, because once it starts to freeze, it gets really wonky out there. As a friend of ours would say, the reverse landing strip bias.
And of course, right on cue, Matthew Bickey saying he loves Oklahoma.
Because of course he does.
West Virginia guys, man. Yeah, I don't see any stakes this weekend that are graded. Like the Sham is running on the 8th, which is a Sunday, and Baffert has 4 of the 6. No, he has 5 of the 6 probables. Actually, they're not probables; they're entries. He has 5 of the 6 runners. How is that? How can he get away with it? We need to go claim a horse and enter him just because.
Just to run against him.
Yeah.
Where's Combatant?
Grade 1 winter combatant.
The Grade 1 winter combatant.
Probably given rides at the local county fair or something.
Actually, I think he might have passed away. Actually.
Wait, did he?
I thought so.
Ooh,
Grade 1 winter combatant.
Right, I'm gonna play something here at Delta because I don't want to carry $25 into next week, but I don't have any opinions on pretty much the last race either. Now that the 10 is out. So I'm going to do a 3/1/2 exactas. I think they're paying fair enough. The only combination that's really slammed in the exacta pool is the 3-7, and I'm not really against the 7 necessarily, but I kind of just think the 1 and 2 offer better value, especially the 2, who I think has subtly improved in each of his last 3 starts since the layoff. I'm kind of willing to forgive that sloppy race, and I'm just not really sure how much. Class matters going from Louisiana bred $20,000 claimers to a $40,000 allowance. So I'm going to go 3 over the 1-2 here. I think the 2 might get the lead and work out a good trip. But I think the 3 is just tons of horse to beat.
Yeah, I'm playing a 3/4/8 double that's Dutched. A lot more going 3/4 than I have 3/8. Not trying to get to the 1,000 because I don't think I could get there even if I fired my whole bankroll at it. Just trying to maybe get to that $500-ish mark again.
I'm doing 3/1/2 exacta for 10. I toyed around with the idea of trying to double into the 5 next race because it seems like speed's been really good.
Yeah.
And I think that 5 gets the lead over the 4, but I mean, he quits like hell every time. And I recognize that, but I don't know, because the 4 is not exactly a win machine either. So I really toyed around with the idea, but you're getting 17-1 ish on the double, and I feel like that's not that much better than I would get on the win bet of that 10 horse. I feel like I might get 12-1. So I don't think it's worth a bet, but it's kind of something I was toying around with.
I don't hate that. I'm making a case for an 0-10 horse, and you're making a case for an 0-9 horse, and the 0-10 horse is going to be, 3-5 in that race, and your 0-9 horse is going to probably be 10-1. So yeah. I can't fault you given the value you're getting there.
Did you look at the 8 at all in that last race? I forgot who you said you had.
I used the 8.
Okay.
So yeah, I bet this 5 to win here at Delta, and then I did a 2-5 exacta box. So I got 20 to win on this 5. I had a 5.
Yeah, I thought the 8's form had really improved a lot last out. So I had the horse.
The 8 looked good. He probably sucks the least out of all the horses we know suck.
We know, and exactly. You're looking for that horse of, okay, which one of these horses we have not 100% confirmed is terrible yet.
They're off at Delta.
Wow.
Trish likes Miss Lizzie and Miss JD in the last race at Turfway.
5 actually gets out there and gets on the lead, it looks like. Well, maybe not. Yeah, it looks like he will. So at this point, sort of hoping that they're blazing it up front, because this 3 is going to have to pass them all. 23.
Look, if we could just end like this, I might win the contest.
I feel like I almost want this to happen now.
Yeah, I almost did too.
Well, there's Mark's chair.
This three's traveling pretty well. I like the fact that he kind of timed his move early and didn't wait till they hit the stretch to go. It definitely seems like it's not very fast, though. I mean, for how fast it looked on.
The
All right,
question
come on,
is,
five.
can
Get
anybody
brave.
actually pass?
Get brave, 5.
Oh, this 5 looks gone.
This
Get
5
brave,
looks
5.
gone.
Come
Come on,
on.
Mark. This 5's gone, right?
5's gone.
Come on.
Yeah. Can't lose from here.
Oh my God, he's shortening stride so much.
He's gone, I think. This is a real short
Yeah,
stretch.
he's
We're-
gone.
Wire,
It's over.
wire, wire. Oh,
Oh, I tried everything I could do.
I was hoping you could mark it, but I guess that's
I
your luck.
tried so hard.
damn. That's what I get for being fucking greedy and not using that 3 underneath.
I mean, that's just. I mean, Josh, did you have that horse wiring?
I did. I actually.
I mean, at Delta.
Yeah, at Delta, at 5. Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
you didn't.
No.
He
was
you're
5th of 6
insane.
and 6th of 7 in his last 2 races at the first call.
Yeah, but dude, the part that you never fucking trust. Who's got the highest E1 fig by a
E1
pretty large margin?
fig?
The 5 with a 91 average E1 fig. Of course, he's gonna get the lead.
The highest E1 fig.
Yeah, and then
Because
who
like
got
half
the
these
highest-
horses don't have E1 figs because that's 5 furlongs.
The highest E2. Am I looking at the wrong race?
No, you're looking at the right race, but I mean that's not a fig that they even post at 5 furlongs.
All right.
It's
Well, the
only
highest
E2.
E2 fig. He's also got the highest E2 fig at 88.
All right. Well, I guess Bresnet pace figs maybe aren't all hocus pocus, but I never would have put him on the lead.
Yeah, but Bicky, did you bet that win parlay, or is it all in tout bucks?
I think I know the way he bets in that's how he bets. He bets in like he could probably explain it better. He was talking to me about it, but he bets in like sets. So like he'll bet like a $25 set or something like that, and he'll try to basically like run that amount up or whatever. So he'll explain it better. Partial parlay. He
partial parlay. Okay.
yeah.
Yep.
He
No, that's
explained it to
fine,
me
too.
when we and I'm having dinner with him next week, so
Very
flying,
nice.
he'll be flying in for the Hawthorne contest. So
So all the cool kids are there.
as far as I know, it's just me and him. Strings of 8, and that's what it was. Yeah.
I'll actually be in Chicago, but not at the Hawthorne contest.
Yeah.
You're not hanging out with Emily?
Unfortunately not. And also
No,
just
man,
because
Josh.
I can't hit a bet, I have to write about something today. Time Form and Optics have that horse nowhere near the lead.
Yeah. No way.
And his last 2 E1 and E2, well, E2 figs because it doesn't have an E1 would put him probably in the back half of the field.
All right,
So,
hold
yeah.
on. Let me show this. Look at just got to sort. Go on Twin Spires and just sort. There you go. First in early pace 1, first in early pace 2. That horse is getting the lead. Easy.
Easy peasy.
Oh no. I was like, what the heck? I was like, Caleb got super loud real quick, but it was apparently I hit my my wheel there. But look at sometimes when you're just running good, you're running good. All right?
We're beyond you running good. We're just like the heater of all. Like Josh can't pick wrong right now.
I mean, Josh could say that Trump won the election and tomorrow he'd be sworn into the office.
Oh man.
I really do want to see what these exactors are going to pay, though.
I'm really upset that I didn't play an exacta. Where did I do with my? Oh, here it is. I was like, where
Because
did
I really
my
think at
go?
Delta, if you make the lead, you cannot be caught right now.
All right, gentlemen, I am now at
Except for your
$617.
You're at what?
$617. I had 20 to win on that 5.
Oh my god!
Paid $444.
Oh my god.
Okay, so this is this is like the guy comes in your own house and steals your wife. This is what's happened now. You know. Christ.
At this point, I hope he can have her.
Yeah, exactly.
Just
Take her.
Anything to not have to cap Turfway and Delta on a Thursday night.
Dude, what are you talking about? We're still gonna be playing I'm still gonna be playing Turfway. So
Well, we do have one more race at Turfway. So, Josh, you want to tell us who wins so we don't have to watch it?
so
You already told us,
Trish,
actually. Yeah, you said the 4, 5, and 9, I think. Or 4, 5, and 8.
I'm dead. Yeah, but I'm dead. I did see Trish. Trish likes Miss Lizzie and Miss JD in the last at Turfway, which is the 9 and the 5 is who she's on there. But she's got a question. She says, "What's everybody's favorite track to bet if you could only have one track to bet for the rest of your life?" What is the chance that we all have the same answer?
Probably.
Well, we know Mark's going to pick Saratoga.
Yeah.
And I feel like Josh and myself would probably also pick Saratoga.
Yeah.
It's probably the racing that has the best horses and it's the most exciting, product, I would say. Although I will say it has not been the best betting product lately. All of New York.
This last year was rough, wasn't it?
This last year was one of the worst products from Saratoga that I can remember seeing. And I don't mean that it was low on star quality per se, because you still had your big name show up, but just the field sizes were awful. It felt like Santa Anita, and that's going to be a big problem if it continues.
I will say to Trisha's question, Kentucky Downs for me is quickly becoming probably number 2. I really enjoy the product they put out. Big, huge competitive fields. It's a short meet, but if we're just talking what product most gets me amped up, I get pretty excited to spot play Kentucky Downs. So
I think if Caleb and I both appreciate Saratoga, there might be a chance that our number 2 track might be the same as well. Caleb is going to be there in about 4 weeks.
In 4 weeks?
3 weeks.
Oh, Sam Houston. It would not be my number 2 track, but I do like Sam Houston.
Yeah.
But
Caleb's number 2. Scott? Ask Scott, Caleb. Ascot for you, number 2?
No, because I really only like their stakes racing. Their handicaps are too much. If I had
Keeneland?
It would probably be Keeneland, even though it's a track I don't know very well at. I think it's just the best, probably one of the best betting products that we have. They consistently draw big fields, competitive races. But it'd be close between that and Del Mar for me.
I just find Keeneland to be one of those they knew tracks, and I think it's the more they knew money than any other track I ever play. Where you're like, oh, these horses should all be equal on the board, and one of them's 3 to 5, and the other ones are 8 to 1, and you're like, wait a second, and then the 3 to 5 just wins like it should, and it just I don't know, it's that they knew Kentucky money, and I just don't find any value there. I never find I can get on prices that make a lot of sense. It just I find Keeneland to be really hard. Kentucky Downs though I can find prices so.
How about? I mean, I figure this isn't going to change anything, but we'll toss it out anyways. All right, you got 3 choices: New York racing, so all the racing in New York State, all the racing in Kentucky State, or all the racing in California and Florida combined.
What am I choices again?
Just have California.
Well, I mean, Mark, you're picking New York, right? All the tracks in New York, all the tracks in Kentucky, or all the tracks in California plus Florida.
Yeah. That's a New York no-brainer. Because 3 of the 4 tracks in the state I love. Well, thoroughbred tracks in the state I love.
So it's New York, Kentucky, or California plus Florida.
Mm-hmm. And the reason I'm including them is
I would go California and Florida, to be honest with you,
because you get the fun you get the new wager that they're doing, the cross country wager.
You
they're
get
doing.
more wagers.
Golden Hour.
The only reason I wouldn't go New York is because you're not going to have turf for a large part of the year. Whereas with California, New York, California, California, Florida, there's turf year round essentially at one, if not both of those courses or states. So that's probably the only reason I would go that way. Kentucky is not really an option for me since the only track I like there is Keeneland.
Yeah, I would probably take Kentucky. Now, I don't know if it'd necessarily be close for me.
It'd be close between the first 2. Kentucky, I would do fucking Arkansas before Kentucky.
I'm also the only one of us that plays Churchill Downs with any kind of regularity, so that's probably a big part of it.
I play it twice a year.
Yep.
Twice a year.
Yep.
Come on, you
And
played
three
more
and
than
three when
that.
the Breeders' Cup.
No.
And 3 when the Breeders' Cup.
Well, I'm lumping in
we
Oaks.
trick you. We trick you into betting other tracks more than twice a year.
I play. Well, I count Oaks and Derby as kind of once, but I guess that's technically twice. And then usually Stephen Foster.
Derby, Force Out
occasionally
Day.
Clark. I don't play
No.
Derby usually unless I'm on track.
Wait, you don't play Arlington Million Day at Churchill?
You
We're
mean
talking about it's going to
Colonial?
be at Colonial.
Colonial now, right? Yeah.
Yeah, now Mark. Yeah, do you see Mark now? Mark's like, oh, well, wait, Colonial? Now he's interested. He loves Colonial.
Oh no, I knew it was at Colonial. I'm very excited. That's a much better track. They can actually grow grass there.
All right, so Turfway here. Yeah, so I like this 8. I'm getting 13-1 still on this 8. Yeah, Lloyd's like, I mean, New York is clearly the class. I think New York is clearly the best racing. I will say the thing that intrigues me still about California is like as much as good as the turf racing is in New York, the turf racing in California just makes more sense. I mean, how often do you look at a turf race in California and you're just like, why are none of these horses going to the lead? You know, you don't get the Naira specials so much in California. I feel like everyone is more aggressive over there. Speed is an actual weapon that gets used in California turf racing, and it just makes it more interesting from a betting perspective. It makes it easier to bet, I think, in my opinion. But I mean, you got the field size issues, obviously, and like you said, you have to include Florida kind of in order to kind of, I don't know, even out some of it.
There's probably people that would take Florida independently over California, and that wouldn't surprise me. People hate California, but people haven't realized yet that New York is really just California with some makeup on right now.
Oh, look, Mark is shooketh.
You get Belmont Day, you know, Met Mile, whatever else, and you get Travers Day, and everything else is really just California with a disguise.
The fair circuit. That's just Turf Paradise. It's just a joke.
Just instead of getting, the Awesome Again stakes with 5 horses and a Baffert, 6-5, you get the Whitney with 5 horses and some Knicks Go 6-5 or whoever it was that won this year.
Dude, Andrew was very, very fired up on our podcast talking about the Woodward being downgraded to a grade 2.
He was a little feisty about that. And his point is completely valid.
That's the one they moved to Belmont, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It used to be closing weekend.
That's why. Yeah, that and
which, given the fields are strong the past couple of years, I'm fired up about it. But I think I'm fired up about the same reason Andrew is, that there's 3 or 4 other races that should have, for equal reasons, been downgraded. Not that they did downgrade that one respective race, because given the fields has been drawing lately, yeah, it's probably the accurate or the proper move to make. I just think it's a situation where there's a number of one. I think he mentioned the Awesome Again and a couple of other California races who have the same problem. So.
Well, and like I said, we were talking about his Eclipse ballot and everything, and we were talking the epicenter problem, right? The epicenter type modern games thing, and I mean, I was honest. I was like, dude, like once Breeders' Cup's over, like I know there's grade 1s after that, but I don't know. They just don't mean as much to me, and maybe that's just like completely. Like unfair for me to think that, but like I don't hold the Malibu right to the same prestige as I do other grade 1s, right? I mean, I don't know. So like type of winning the Malibu to me, like it didn't move the needle at all. So, but
now I do have to ask you, Josh, because you two were going over Andrew's Eclipse Award, ballot and who he was voting for. Filly and Mare Turf. You didn't give him more crap about the fact that he made Warlike Goddess 3rd and the fact that she faced the boys multiple times. I realized she didn't win a Breeders' Cup race, but they were racing
near the real glory, or in Italian.
Or like they're okay. Yeah, I did, because I wasn't trying to. Yeah, but she faced the boys multiple times and she didn't necessarily win, but one of those times was because she got arguably the worst ride I've ever seen in human history. And I was there at the top of the stretch screaming at one jock who you just gave a nickname to. I mean, don't you have to give her kind of the nod just on the fact that, yeah, she may not have won as many races, but she did. They didn't duck anybody. They went out there and they went after people and they went after the boys.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I think I even mentioned that it's fair. Like if you thought any three of those were the winner, but um, I don't know. To me, it seemed like Regal Glory had just that stronger stretch of wins, and yeah, I mean, kind of tailed off near the end. But I don't know. I honestly like when we got to that topic, I like that's when I had to start searching because like I just didn't even remember what races Warlike Goddess won that year. I mean, it's the whole problem with all these horses, right? They run 4 times, 5 times a year, so it's like, and then they're so spread out. It's like you got to remember, what races these horses even ran. Obviously, if I was actually a voter, like I would put more time into it as opposed to an hour long podcast, just trolling. Andrew Champagne, but
Yeah, that was the one I had the most heartburn about, and all the respect for Andrew, of course. But Regal Glory would have been my third pick, and would have been a very distant third. I wouldn't have cared either way if you put Warlike Goddess or an Italian on top.
Really,
yeah, but I think Regal Glory is not deserving compared to those two.
what?
Yeah,
I know you can tell me she has more grade ones, but they just don't card very many turf marathon filly and mare grade ones. That's so Warlike Goddess has to go against the boys, and she beat them and then ran third in the Breeders' Cup turf. To me, that's way more impressive than winning a grade one turf mile at Del Mar.
Yep. I think she faced better company. She had a better resume. She didn't win as many times, but she faced better company.
Right.
I mean, you're basically putting an Italian up there on one race, right? She set the track record at Saratoga, and it was a freakish performance, but she ran one huge race. Like, I mean, I guess, okay, that does happen. And I get it. There's other divisions where that's the case, but I just thought Warlike Goddess had a better season.
Yeah. I think if you look at the time she faced the boys, she won and ran third in her Breeders' Cup race.
Yep.
Regal Glory was a distant 10th in her Breeders' Cup race against the boys.
No, I do think that's probably the big argument for Warlike Goddess was the Breeders' Cup turf. That third that she ran, but
yeah, we'll never know because they're not really in the same distance division. But it'll be interesting to see how the voters handle this one. I thought Warlike Goddess probably got snubbed a little bit last year, and I was a big Love's Only You fan. But in my opinion, you can't ship in for one race and win the
one race. And yeah.
And I know my boy Road Warrior is going to back me up on that one here in a second.
I'm boxing my three. I'm boxing my 3 horses here: the 5, the 8, the 4, the 5.
Better bet this big enough so you can win this stupid thing.
I got 20 to win on this 8, and then I got the 4, 5, 8 exacta box here.
I tried a little trifecta here for just 50 cents. Keen the 9 on top of the 4, 8 over 1, 3, 5, 6, 7, 13.
Oh, come on, Walter, put him to sleep.
Well, 2 and the 7 are going to need to do some work. And all of a sudden, the 5 and 4 both decide they want to be on the lead. 9's getting a beautiful trip. Oh, but the 8 says more horse.
Oh, why?
And someone on the outside
Walter,
here.
Why did you do that? Why did you look under your arm?
Someone on the outside of the 9's got a whole. This is the 13. I think that's Vicky's 13. He has $80 on this horse, I think, at 32 to 1.
What do you have here, Josh?
I have a $5 exacta with the 8.
That's
4
only
and the
with
5,
the 8.
and I got 20 to win on the 8.
With who in the 5?
The 4 and the 5.
The 4 might hold. I don't think so.
War's
Nine's
trying. That's got it.
Yeah, the 8, like all the pedigree was there. Walter's been hot.
4 of 5 in this damn pick 5.
Well, your win bet
14
though.
to 1, dude. This is ridiculous.
Ooh, that pick 5 paid $8,800 for 50 cents.
Okay, what's that leave you with, Josh?
You'll still make a lot of money on the 4 to 5s though. Nice pick on the 13 also, Matthew. Ran a nice race given. Yeah, I mean the 8 was clearly Ton's best, but at 32-1.
20 to win will give me what, 200 and like $300. So that
Still
puts me at
like
867.
Okay, all you need is like a cheap win bet next race on some 15-1.
I'll put it all on a show bet. And lose it all.
Oh.
Yeah, Walter definitely knew what he had there. I mean, he just didn't panic when the 4 and 5 rushed up, and he was clearly Tons the best. Well, at this point, I'll be buying Josh a bottle of Pappy when this thing's over.
Just milk it. I'll just keep milking it.
Yeah, you'll just stay at like $9.90 for like a month.
Yeah, my other horses were nowhere even close to it. Oh man.
Is that a Delta mark?
Yeah, Delta.
Okay. 4-8, $50 exacta box.
Yeah, I figure I'd take a shot. I got to try to chase down Josh somehow now. What are you doing, Josh? What's the plan? You only need about 100, a little over 100?
I got to see what I got
140?
here. Yeah.
So, Caleb, tomorrow we're just going to, tail everything that Josh plays, right?
Yeah, I'm not even going to look at the form.
And yeah, Brooks, we can't actually screen share because that'll get us a cease and desist. Sorry.
Oh, I think he might meant the
Okay. Oh, okay. I got it. Sorry.
Yeah.
I thought he meant the stream of the race. My bad.
No. So what do you got here, Mark?
I put a 4-8 exacta box. I think the 4 should win most of the time. If I was smart, I would have slammed the 4-8 straight and then just played the 8/4 with a small wager, but I did not. So I think this 4 should be able to get the lead if they want it. Inside drawn speed. I thought those last couple have been pretty decent, and this should be quite a bit, easier company than that last race. So, yeah, I think, you're also getting a bit of a jock upgrade here too. So should be able to get out, get clear, and hopefully not get tracked down. My only concern here is a bit of a speed duel.
It looks like Brooke needs the 4 or the 9 for the pick 3.
Nice. That's my nice.
4, 9. Ooh, Theodric Let It. Who the heck is that?
How much you got the pick 3 for, Brooke? Because it's actually paying pretty solid.
That's probably real good to the 9, I bet.
Yeah, $8.47 for 50 cents to the 9.
Ooh. What a pick 3.
Right. So he's got a buck. He's got a buck. So there you go, 1,700. Not bad.
Half these pick 5 combinations aren't even covered. And it looks like the 4 is probably a scoop. Well, the 2, the 4. That's odd.
2, the 4, the
2,
6,
4,
and the
6,
9.
and 9 are scoops. So it looks like there's 2 tickets on the 3 randomly.
I mean, you got to remember shallow pool, so sometimes you get, wonkiness depending on how people structured things.
Yeah, I wouldn't have. I could have hit.
I don't think I could have either. I thought it would be, I got skinny in the middle there, and I screwed up like both race 7 and 8. I think we both screwed up the same races with basically the similar opinions. So.
Oh, I can't believe I went 4 out of 5 in both those things. My 4 out of 5s paid $130 on a $45 ticket.
Nice.
So what are you sitting at, Josh?
Rube's hit the pick 4.
Nice.
Oh, that's the wrong emoji.
I think about Turfway. Like looking back, like I don't think there was a single winner that was like I couldn't have that horse, but it's just like I'd have to go 6 by 4 by 6 by whatever to actually get there.
It reminds me a little of Kentucky Downs in that way, where you have, you're like, oh, this horse went on, paid $20, but you're like, okay, I could have gotten there. Like that made sense. You don't find you don't find tons of irrational horses. It's just getting them all in the same ticket.
All right, I got 869, so I need like $200 here.
We only need 140, or 131, but
yeah, but with what I'm betting. Oh, that's Dover Downs. It's not Delta Downs.
I mean, they're basically the same place.
What is this? How far are they going? 5 furlongs? Man, this 4 lays over this field.
Yep.
I'm going to fire.
Oh.
I'm going to do 4 over 2, 5, 7. Exactly.
Just in case anybody's wondering, Josh just capped a whole pick 5 in that amount of time.
4 over 2, 5, 7 in an exacta. I think that gets me there.
Really, Bicky has the 8 equal to the 4 in his stuff, and that was sort of my take. My issue here with the 4 is this is an over 10 horse. So the horse kind of does tower over this field and should have a pace advantage, but pretty darn camera shy. So I wanted to have that 8, and I wanted to Matthew making me feel better about myself for boxing it.
Yeah, I mean, I do like the 8. The horse makes sense, and the 4 makes sense too. I mean. Yeah, my question about the 8 and the reason I don't have him as high as maybe the 4, or in my opinion, the 5, is just like, again, a horse that's never passed another horse with 4 starts. And I don't think is fast enough to get the lead here, but let me check Brisnet just to be sure.
I did.
You go on a Twin Spires and look at the little pace.
I got to sort. Hold on, I got to sort.
Yeah. You got to sort by the pace projector.
I did do a baby 7 over 4 exacta as well, because I do like the 7 a lot.
Okay. Okay. I'm not going to question you right now because I will talk that.
Look, I'm looking for other horses that have a shot at getting up on the front, and maybe the track just carries them. I know that the track has not carried this horse.
Wouldn't you
13
go 5
times?
Then?
I have the 5. I have the 5 underneath still.
Okay.
But
yeah, I mean, Matt's right there. The 7's getting some class relief here. But.
I mean, he was in at this level before and couldn't get it done. I mean, it all depends on your perspective, I guess. For me, I don't really care about class relief if it's not your first time getting it, without a big excuse anyway.
So I got.
Of course, has the third highest E2, so he does fit on.
But I mean, that was. but Caleb, that was 2 years ago at Louisiana Downs.
I know.
Which is always a bet bag angle.
Oh, and yeah. So I'm out of the contest, but I put $5 to win the 5 just to have something to root for.
Well, the 5's out there.
I was going to do a 5 over 4 exacta, but I'm like, you know what? If I do that, it's going to come in 4 or 5. So,
is this 8 gotten out of the gate yet?
This 5 would make a hell of a quarter horse.
Okay, I need this 8. Oh, come on. This 8's trying to get there. Is Josh's freaking 7 going to run me down?
He's going to hit it. Oh, I don't think
Which one, though?
Oh, you got the both right.
I got it both ways, yeah. All right, you guys. I think I did it.
I hope you did it.
I think I did it.
I do, too.
I'm over this. It was a $20 exacta. What do you see the payoff as?
4 over 7.
I see 11 for 2.
Yeah, 11 for 2.
Oh, it got hammered.
Yeah, so you're getting
You know
4.5
who
to
hammered
1.
it?
Who? Oh, is it me?
Yeah, it was you.
Dude, it was
They'll pick
literally
up
paying.
110. So you're going to have like $975 or something.
I'm going to have
next week.
910.
Josh, do you want to know how much money was on that exacta combination?
How much?
$66.
There's not $66 on it. There's $51,000 in the pool.
I'm showing.
Yeah, I'm showing 51,000 in the pool.
Well, okay. Then my calculator thing here is wrong.
If it's Amwager, it wouldn't surprise me.
Could be.
All right, so I'm getting what? Ugh. I thought I did it. That sucks because it was
Pick up
paying.
like
It was
110.
looking 110. So I bet 70 to profit $40.
How much did you have on the 7-4 combination?
$10.
That would have got you there.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's 45.
It would have
for 2.
gotten there.
It would
Yeah.
have been closer. It would have been better what you had, but
Congrats on the hit, Brooks, and thanks for the Twitter ad.
yeah. Nice job on that pick 3, Brooke. That was a nice Brooks. That's
Yeah,
a good one.
very, very nice. It paid well, even to the chalk in the last leg paid real well.
I thought I did it. I thought it was over. Should have bet more.
Babe never said that before.
Oh, dude, I say that all the time. It's just really funny because, like, now man, I completely forgot about the money in this account. And now I have 900. What do we got? We got another race anywhere? Anything else going? I can hit a quick Charlestown.
They're in the gate. That's more than enough time than you need.
What's that Chucktown?
I'm willing to extend the contest to Chuck down. If it means Josh can get like a
means we don't have
$20
to-
show bet in just to end it.
I gotta bet $100 on this 4 to win. Fuck it. I bet 100 on this 4 at Chucktown. See if we end this tonight.
I just have to check now. Oh yeah, first in early pace 1, first in early pace 2. That sounds right.
And it's an S type, which is just the funniest thing.
Which is the weirdest thing in the world. It must be like a sprinter stretching out or something.
Yeah, it paid $5.50, Josh. You should be able to refresh and get your update.
Yeah, where am I at? Yeah, I have 809 right now with $100 in on this 4.
Josh, I feel like with the way that you're running, I would be in every contest, every horse tourney, Sam Houston, Hawthorne. I mean, I would be everywhere right now if I was you.
I'm waiting for Josh to take down NHC.
The problem is like there's like this weird threshold, right? Where like if I bet too much, it doesn't work. And I think I found that it's about $20 to $25 to win. Anything more than that, and it's just like, no, it's dead. And of course I bet this $100 into this 4. Watch this 8 win. Okay, he got out clean at least. And he's a white horse. And he's taking it back. But it's fine. It's fine. Oh, my 4's 5-2 now.
Ooh, he slammed somebody. I don't know who it was though.
I think they slammed the 8.
The 8. He was 9-5 though in the gate when your 4 was still the favorite.
Oh, this 8 looks like he's drawn off.
Josh bets 140 would have done, so 4's gonna win anyway.
Well, he was
Wait, what
8-5.
happened?
He was 8-5 when I bet him.
I know, I'm just kidding. Oh boy, it's gonna be
He's gonna run out of time.
If you win this one from here, then I really will just tell you all weekend.
No, he's gone.
Wait, I'm like waiting for the 8 to hit the fence or something.
Jockey
All right.
falls off. Pull a Gulf
Well.
Stream or something.
He didn't even get he barely got third. All right. Well, it was fun. We almost got there. But yeah, I don't know. Anything else you guys want to talk about tonight before we wrap up here?
I don't think so. I don't got nothing.
We're still kind of in that dregs of horse racing. You're waiting for, Derby prep to kind of get going, and so it's just kind of that slow time of year. It's hard to find interesting things to play, and we're all firing right at Delta on a Thursday evening. So until the real stuff gets going, it's I don't know, a little bit of a sad time of year.
It is sad. I checked my ADW, which was a mistake, and I have more money in the past, pretty much since Breeders' Cup, or since Del Mar's been causing me anyway. I've put more money through shit tracks Delta and Turfway and Remington, and then I actually have traditional A tier tracks like Santa Anita or New York, or I guess some people would say Gulfstream.
Yeah, I'm in the as hot as Josh has been running, I'm running equally cold. I don't think I've cashed a ticket yet this year so far, so it's been a rough one.
Yeah,
and I need to break that trend. So
Yeah, I'll probably just be playing Santa Anita. I got NHC contest tomorrow that I want to see too. So we'll see. I'm just gonna be picking bombs and see if we can get something home. And then next week is Hawthorne, so I'll be hanging out with Bicky for the weekend, Friday, Saturday, and then yeah. But the quality is not. We got about a month ago before it starts picking up a little bit. But
usually I say Lecomte is the first decent stakes race to look forward to. The Louisiana circuit always starts early compared to anywhere else for the Derby preps, and that's kind of the first one that's kind of decent.
Yeah.
Or that and the Smarty Jones, I guess, are both pretty early. But that's all I got.
Well, cool. Well, thank you guys for hanging out. Obviously, check us out at ontherwronglead.com. We will be at wrong_lead on Twitter. Obviously, our Twitter handles are all in here. Check out Drank It Champagne, where we go over Andrew Champagne's Eclipse ballot, if you feel so inclined. I got a couple things this week. I will tomorrow. I have two other podcasts coming out. Doing one with Chase, the Wolf of Oaklawn, looking at Aqueduct on Saturday, and then I got one with Matthew DeSantis, our frequent guest. He'll be doing. We capped the Santa Anita card for Saturday, so check those out. I'll tweet those out, but yeah, we'll catch you guys next week, and maybe these guys will give up and just give me the bottle, and we won't have to do this anymore. But I don't know, Mark. I think Mark's too proud for that, so we'll catch you guys later.
Yeah.